Hi guys, and you're very welcome to this lesson where we're going to be creating and authenticating a user. So let's get started. What we want to do is create a user in the database as preparation for when we create a page to show the user's information. We'll also take some time to take a deeper look at the effects of adding the has_secure password method to the user model. As we don't yet have a sign-up page, we'll create a new user within the Rails console. So let's go there now. So let's jump over into the terminal. Or if you're on Windows, your command prompt. Here's my terminal, and I'm in my Orbit folder or my Orbit directory. Now I want to start the console. Rails console. This is a direct gateway into our development environment. So any changes we make here will be saved in our database or within our code. This is not the sandbox. The sandbox, when we close our terminal, forgets about everything we've just done. So let's say user.create. So we're creating a new user object. Name. Let's give it a real name. Email. Tony@example.com. Now we want to give it a password. We also need to give it password confirmation. And let me just check to make sure that this all matches up and aligns. User.create, name : Tony Staunton, opening and ending quotes, comma, email : Tony@example.com with opening and closing double quotes, comma, password 123, comma, password confirmation, and the password confirmation is the same, password 123. So let's hit enter. Perfect. Our user with ID 1 has been created. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now let's open up our database using the database browser software we downloaded in the previous lesson. Okay. The users table. And there's our new user created. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now if we go back to our terminal and our console, let's type in user equals user with a capital U dot find underscore by. Let's find by email. Yep, it has it there. So email Tony@example.com. Perfect. Now, what happens if we say user.password_digest? Excellent. This is the hashed version of the password we just entered. So as you can see, no resemblance to our password whatsoever. As mentioned previously, has_secure_password automatically adds an authenticate method to the corresponding model object. This method will determine if a given password is valid for a particular user by computing its digest and comparing the result to password_digest in the database. So comparing it to this piece of code or this line of text here, which as we know from our user model, is a string. Let's try a couple of incorrect passwords. So still in our console, user.authenticate, wrong_password. False. Excellent. User.authenticate, password 12, close quotation marks, still false. Okay, now let's try the correct password. 122 is not the correct password, it has a 3, there we go. Perfect, it returns our user. That's exactly what we wanted. Imagine we were on a sign-in page, we entered in our username and the correct password, our application goes off and confirms this in our database and returns the user matching that password. That's exactly what we wanted. So here the full user information is returned, but in the later lesson we'll see how we just need authenticate to return true. Okay guys, so in the last several lessons we've done an awful lot. We created a working user model with name, email and password attributes. We also added several important validations. We now also have the ability to securely authenticate users using a given password. In the lessons to come, we'll generate a working sign-up page for new users and a page to display user information. But for now, let's return to Git and commit all our changes. So exit out of console. There we go. But before we do that, let's make sure our tests are working. Yep, great. Back to our console, or our terminal I should say. Git add -a, so add everything in. Git commit. What did we do? So message, what message do we want to say? We create a working user model with capital U. Close our quotes, hit enter. Great, there's all the files we're about to commit. Let me just check what branch we're on. User data model, perfect. So what we want to do now is check out our master. Git checkout master. And now we want to merge what we've just been working on with our master branch. So git merge, not merger, merge, user data model. Great, everything has now been merged up. Let's push to Git. Okay, excellent. Now let's push to Heroku. Give that a minute to run. Okay guys, our changes have now been pushed to GitHub and to Heroku. And just as we did in previous lessons, when we make changes to our database, we run the Rails DB migrate command. And that makes any changes we've made to our tables take effect. We need to do the same thing to our database and its tables in Heroku. And to do that we say Heroku run Rails DB migrate. So now you can see our migration command running in Heroku. Let's give that a minute. Perfect. So you can see the SQL commands. Let me just scroll up here and let's see what it's done. So it's created a table. It's created our user table. It's added index to user's email. Perfect. Migrating add password. Add password digest. Okay, so it's done everything we expected. That's great. Okay guys, so that's where we're going to close off this lesson and this section. In the next lesson and those to come, we're going to start adding the ability to allowing users to sign up to our Orbit application. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you there.